Hello everyone, welcome back to a brand new day of Road to TCG Worlds 2018 if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're here live with me on Twitch, thanks so much for hanging out here, really appreciate it. The 70 around of you that are here, and now we are going to be featuring this Zoroark deck. I had already featured Zoroark Lycanroc, so today I will be featuring the pure Zoroark deck, which also features Muk. Now, the deck's name is apparently Lone Zoroark or something like that. I thought it was because it was Lone Zoroark. Apparently there's a musician or something that is named, that the deck is named after, but I really don't know. I guess I'm out of the loop in that one. But we have Lycanroc GX USB Master. Thank you so much for the bits. Thank you so much for the bits. I really appreciate it. You are very kind. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, so yeah, there's a little bit of discussion on the previous game whether the Guzma to the stand-in or the Lycanroc was correct. Lonzo Zoroark. Okay, I have no idea what Lonzo Ball is, but Technokid, what you were mentioning, Lysander multi-switch attach, if you bring up Lycanroc, that's fair. That's fair. Perhaps going for the stand-in was the correct play. So the multi-switch option is something that I did not contemplate, but it's also not common in Expanded, at least from what I've seen. So Lonzo Zoroark or Lone Zoroark or Pure Zoroark or Zoroark Muk, however you want to call it, we're gonna be using it right now. We have the 4-3-1-1 line of Zoroark. We have the Paralyzing Gaze Zorua, which gives you a small chance at perhaps recovering from a situation, and by small I mean a 50-50 chance of perhaps stalling for a turn, breaking something like a Quaking Punch, continuity, something like that. Then we have the three Zoroark GXs, 210 HP, ability trade to discard a card and draw an extra 2 cards, Righteous Beating to deal 20 damage for every Pokemon you have in play. One stand-in Zoroark with Mind Jack, as we saw in the previous games, that caused us a lot of problems. And then one Foul Play Zoroark, which allows you to choose one of the defending Pokemon's attacks and use it as this attack, so gives you a lot of versatility. Then we have the 1-1 Alolan Muk line. Alolan Muk, with its ability Power of Alchemy, each basic Pokemon in play in each player's hands and in each player's discard pile has no ability, so no more Shaymin, no more Tapu Lele, no more Exeggcute, and most importantly, no more Sudowoodo, which we are playing ourselves for the mirror match. But with Muk, we do have control on whether it is active or not. Then we have a single Seismitoad, which combined with Karen allows us to have a really good matchup against Night March. A single Exeggcute to discard and get propagations off for free. And finally the 3 Tapu Lele and 2 Shaymin-EX for consistency purposes. Now in terms of supporters and item cards, we have 2 Colress, 2 Brigette, 1 N, 1 Karen, 1 Acerola, 1 Hex Maniac, 1 Guzma, and 1 Ghetsis. So as you can see, no Sycamore in this deck. You have a huge Pokemon and basic count. You have a lot of resources you definitely don't want to get rid of. Muk is actually for all Pokemon in play, not just your opponent. So it's my Pokemon and my opponent's Pokemon. Those are the supporter cards. Then we have 4 Puzzle of Time, 4 Verse Seeker, and 4 Ultra, of course, for consistency. Then we have 2 Choice Band, 2 Float Stone, 1 Battle Compressor, 1 Computer Search, 2 Field Blower, a Rescue Stretcher, a Special Charge, and 1 Computer Search as the spec of choice. And finally we have the 4 double colorless energy to power up our Zoroarks and our Leles and Shaymins and Seismitoad. So we have been facing off a lot against Zoroark decks. It's now our turn to use Zoroark ourselves, and let's see if we can do just as good as they've been doing against us. So I guess I'll name this for for testing purposes, Zoroark Muk. So, because I am keeping track of every single game I play of Pokemon this year, we are up to 115 games played since the 1st of January, which is a really hefty amount. And our hand is actually pretty atrociously bad. And I have no idea what we're up against based on the deck box. We seem to be up, I still have no idea. Dragon, maybe some sort of electric deck. I'm not sure. And Technokid Garbux was actually the first deck that I ended up playing on stream. Ooh, so this is Garchomp Altaria? Okay, the Compressor top deck was actually a sick top deck here. I'm gonna get rid of the other Exeggcute. And now I have to make a decision between, do I Brigette, do I Ghetsis? Because I am tempted to Ghetsis here. So which one is correct? Turn 1 Ghetsis could be pretty strong against my opponent. Like turn 1 Ghetsis sometimes wins you games, and I don't think my Zorua is very threatened at all here. So I'm just gonna wing it with the Ghetsis. And thank you so much, Azul, for the host. I don't know why I'm not getting notifications for hosts, so I'll have to check on that. Ghetsis gives us oh, it's Mega Rayquaza. Okay, so we get a Spirit Link, a Field Blower, and a Versus Seeker. So all my opponent will have in his hand is a Colress for 0. So we should be able to win the game next turn. So the turn 1 Ghetsis ends up paying off for sure. We didn't draw anything spectacular out of it, but we can just, as long as my opponent didn't top deck out of it, should be good here. Easy match. Turn 1 Ghetsis is pretty good. Our hand was really bad, and then we top decked the Compressor, and then that fixed it. And there we go. So we get the easy win here. The easy turn 1 win against Mega Rayquaza. The easy turn 1 win against Mega Rayquaza here. The dunk. Well, what does that qualify as a dunk? I'm actually not sure, but I mean, the risk versus reward of the Ghetsis versus the Brigette, because we were up against a non-threatening Swablu, was crucial. If we had been up against something like a Lele, against something like a Puzzle, we definitely never would have gone for the Ghetsis play. But it ends up paying off for sure. It ends up paying off nicely. So let me check on the alerts for hosts. Once again, thank you so much, Azul, for the host on the 13 viewers. And hello, Poké Collectors. It's a bench. It looks like a dunk to you guys. You got to draw a card. True. Yeah, I guess a dunk only happens on turn 1, essentially. And we get to go first again, which is awesome. Which is awesome. Okay. So let me check my alert settings, my alert package. Oh, I think I actually purposely removed hosts because I was getting so many alerts at the beginning for hosts. Add new alert, add new host alert. There we go. Okay, so we start Alolan Grimer, and once again another pretty awful hand. Another pretty awful hand. So my opponent deciding on what's going to happen. Okay, so I should have alerts for hosts now. Cheers. Yeah. Okay, we should be good here. Okay, my opponent taking a really long time here. A really long time. He might be away from the keyboard actually. Okay, so it's a Darkrai GX deck, and so we're gonna have to puzzle here. Oh my gosh, what is this hand? Okay, at least we can super Poison Breath next turn, potentially. At least that can happen. Okay, so I'm gonna eat my last Christmas cookie. This is my last Christmas cookie of the day. Of the year. Yeah, my opponent was just not here. Okay, we won't keep track of that game. We definitely won't keep track of that game. We get a golden chest. Okay. And we might be up against a mirror match. Okay. So finally a more decent hand for sure. Let's make this one a game. But yeah, I won't keep track of the previous game. Like, that's not a relevant game for sure. Ooh, maybe I should have benched the Sudowoodo. Maybe I should have benched the Sudowoodo. Okay, so any of you guys going to the Oceania International Championship in Australia? Okay, it is a mirror match. Zorua with Scratch and 50 HP, but it has Ascension. So we immediately see a TC. I don't like that. I'm gonna go for the punish here, I think. I'm gonna go for the... Oh, okay. So my opponent just didn't have a better way to go about this. But because I have the Float Stone, I can actually, or I can possibly knock out the Zorua. Ooh, and I top deck the Ultra Ball. So my plan was going to be to, my plan was going to be to just Ultra Ball. Maybe I didn't have enough cards to punish my opponent, but this works. This definitely works. We get to bridge it, and we get a turn 1 KO. So I'm gonna record, I'm up against Zoroark Rock, and then I'm hoping this will be a pretty good start to the game for sure. And then we have the I'll grab the Grimer, I guess. We have the follow-up Computer Search for whatever we need. So Energy Drive for knockout. You're going, Techno Kid? That's awesome. Where are you from, Techno Kid? Okay. And yeah, Techno Kid, if you want to watch Garbugs, the video will be up later today on YouTube for sure. The video will be up later on YouTube. Okay, so we got the knockout there. We could potentially have the follow-up knockout on the Rockruff, which would be great. And All he does is draw pass. Okay, so we get a free win here. So many free wins. So many free wins. All we do is computer search for the DC. I'm assuming my opponent just rage quit the game. Right there. And there we go. So an easy win for us here. And it's a win. So okay, let's get a good game going, please. Hopefully the wins are helping us with our MMR. To ensure that we're always facing tough opponents. And we're currently at a 4-game win streak. Julian, thank you so much. Yeah, I'll be in Dallas for sure. Nothing can stop me from going to Dallas. Well, I guess a few things could stop me, but I will be going to Dallas. Okay, we are probably up against Gardevoir. We are probably up against Gardevoir. Why are you sorry, Knives in a Toaster? We're up against Original Lego Man. So our hand is actually pretty decent. Don't jinx it. Fine. Okay. This has to be Gardevoir, right? No, it's Xerneas. Okay. It is actually Xerneas. I feel like my opponent will certainly... Oh, it's Rainbow Road Xerneas, even. Okay. Okay. So... we have... Okay. Sudowoodo seems really good against my opponent's Rainbow Road deck, right? I was thinking of using Wally in this, just to get the turn 1 Zoroark possibility of dunks. Okay, so Sudowoodo is actually priced, so never mind. No Sudowoodo for us. I'm just gonna grab 2 Zoruas then. Just gonna go ahead and grab 2 Zoruas, benching the Grimer, or benching the Shaymin. That's the question. Do I Ultra Ball for something and then Shaymin, getting rid of the Grimer? I'm actually not sure. I'm actually not sure what the best play here is. Do I just keep looking for stuff to ensure that I have knockout? Yeah, I guess so. I have Stretcher as well, so I'm not gonna grab anything. Just not gonna grab anything for now. Ho-Oh version. Yeah, that's true. I don't think the Ho version is that common though. Wait, but Ho does more damage for energy attached to himself. That's like a different kind of deck for sure. Okay, so we probably lose the active Zorua, but that's fine. We have Colress, we have Sky Field. So and we're gonna have double trade after the Colress, as long as we don't get end. So the Shaymin was not great for the immediate turn, but it's perfectly fine for the following turn. There's an Ultra Ball for my opponent. No Sudowoodo might be our downfall here though. No, okay, we see Hoopa. I generally don't know. I haven't seen I mean, the thing is, if you play Ho, you're not playing Volk, so you're not getting the double typing. Knives in a Toaster, yeah, Tablemon is a different account, that's not me. My account is demo_Tablemon. I mean, Muk is really good to stop Keldeo, but Is Keldeo a concern? I don't think so. Stops Jirachi as well. I haven't checked Twitter, so Felix Wolfie, you wish you knew how to play and make decks. Well, fortunately for you, there's a whole channel dedicated to that. If you check out my YouTube channel or the stream, you can check out the best deck builds from tournaments and stuff, and then I go through the whole decks and what you need to play them and why each card is there. So that could be a good way for you to start getting into competitive. Okay, so there's a Rainbow Force knockout. My opponent is actually the one who ends up playing the Sky Field. He has no way to Elixir onto the Xerneas and no way to and no experience share either. So I'm actually okay with this situation. I'm gonna Computer Search to guarantee the TCE, because that feels like the most difficult card to get off of the Colress. And then we have double trades, 160 HP, so we need to deal 180 damage. So we basically need a full bench. Getting 4 basic Pokemon out of a Colress for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 plus double trading doesn't seem very hard. And ooh, double puzzle is really nice here. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna Compressor, get rid of the Exeggcute, get rid of the Ghetsis, and get rid of the Karen. Those are definitely useless cards here. And then trade number 1, getting rid of Exeggcute. I might even just double puzzle for Grimer and do I want the Foul Play Zoroark? Do I even have enough different types? Maybe I actually do have different types to copy Rainbow Force. I would have Psychic, Dark, Colorless, Grass, and potentially Water. That's 5. That's 160 damage. So I do want to keep the Mind Jack is also pretty good. But I do want to keep the Foul Play Zoroark for now. I was just debating on whether I needed to discard it or not, because I know it's easy to just get propagation trade, but sometimes it's worth it to not use propagation and discard other cards as well. Okay, so I will double puzzle here for the Zorua and the Grimer, and I'm gonna need both of the Exeggcutes here, which is fine because I will probably end up setting a Muk the next turn potentially. Or I could just Field Blower and not bench the Exeggcutes, which seems okay as well. Yeah, this seems okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that's 140 minus 20, that's 120. I guess stand-in Zoroark is worth it here. And then I'll keep a Float Stone there just in case. And then we get the Righteous Beating knockouts. Pretty good. Pretty good. How do you think Turbo Dark's sitting right now, out of curiosity? It's a deck you're running and expanded. Well, I think there's a lot of Sudowoodo, and then there's a lot of Lycanroc. And if you're not playing Sudowoodo yourself, then Zoroark can reach for a lot of easy knockouts. So I'm not a huge fan of Turbo Dark's position right here, or right now. I think it's also super weak to Mars Shadow Night March. So that's another thing that's going against it. And you heard that Alolan Golem is a play for Dallas. I mean, if you're talking about the GX, then perhaps. But if you're talking about the regular one, then I disagree. No, yeah, Alolan Golem is not the play for Dallas for sure. Salud! Okay, so there's a Colress. Colress for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 cards. Did it win a Japanese tournament? Do you have a link for that? H2? And wow, there's the hole you were talking about. Serpanish. There's the hole you were talking about precisely. So there you go. There you go. Does he have the energy switch as well? Probably. I would assume so. But yeah, with Mind Jack, I'm gonna be training a bit more favorably. With Mind Jack. Okay, thank you so much, H2. Is it standard or expanded? Okay, so wait, what's happening? Oh, Sudowoodo. Okay. Goodbye, Shaymin, and then goodbye, Lele. We know my Sudowoodo is priced, right? So with Muk, I shut off Sudowoodo and I shut off Ho. But my opponent just filled up his bench, so he now can't rebirth Ho-Oh. And therefore, he can't energy switch onto Xerneas. So Xerneas is actually a sitting duck right here. Okay, and I actually have knockout on the Keldeo, right? I will propagation first and then set up the Muk. Oh, never mind, he still had a space. He still had a space. Okay. So I guess this is a legit strategy. Rainbow Road. Okay, another compressor. We can colors for a lot of cards here as well. Ooh, my opponent promotes the Dark Leaf Darkrai. That's fine. Okay. So do we have Guzma? We do have Guzma, which is awesome. I feel like by setting up Muk, okay, I'm gonna double propagation. Well, first I'm gonna trade. Never mind. Okay, let's do it in the right order. Let's trade first. All the other cards are valuable in my hand, so that's why I'm trading away that. The DCs are of course very, very valuable, so I'm gonna propagation again. I mean, it's decent, but I mean, it looks decent because he has a lot of bench Pokemon, like a lot of stuff in play, but I don't see how you beat Zoroark consistently, I mean. And then, okay, so I'm gonna propagation again. And then I need a full bench, right? In order to get the knockout here. So I'm gonna bench a lot of Pokemon that I won't get any use out of, or I can just take a knockout with stand-in, with Mind Jack, but I already attached, so never mind. That's okay. Okay, so let's make sure I have enough Pokemon. There's Alolan Muk, so no more Keldeo, no more Sudowoodo. We can bench Exeggcute, we can bench Exeggcute, we can bench Tapu Lele, and ¿dónde vas? Okay. And I'll bench Shaymin, and then I will versus Seeker for Guzma, and that is 180 damage minus 20, 160, and Xerneas Break has 150, so this should be knockout. Riot is beating for the knockout. Yep, there you go. Okay, probably should have taken a knockout with the Mind Jack Zoroark, but this is still okay. We're in a great position here. Like, my opponent has nothing that's threatening us. Literally nothing. Literally nothing. Okay. So no more Roadblock, no more Russian rather. No more Shaymin, no more Hoopa, no more Jirachi, no more Lele. No more Ho-Oh, which is the most important one. And my opponent just attaches an energy to the Xerneas, which is fine. Knives in a toaster, you wish you could compete in real life? Yeah, cards are definitely expensive. Cards are unfortunately very, very expensive right now. Okay, so he promotes Alolan Muk in an attempt to buy himself some time. We have versus Seeker Guzma. for knockouts on the Xerneas very easily, but I question if that's worth it. Because what I could do is just take a knockout on on the Keldeo right here by retreating the Muk, and then all I need is, I'm not even gonna attach here. I will trade the Brigette though. All I need is to use Versus Seeker for Guzma to knock out one of the GXs. So even though it would seem like knocking out Xerneas is 100% safe, just for the sake of showing the deck's power, I'm just gonna go ahead and knock out the Keldeo. I guess Energy on stand-in Zoroark seems good. And then we'll just ride Chase Beating for the knockout. We're down to 2 prize cards, and then there are a lot of targets, easy targets on my opponent's bench that we can just very easily get rid of. Very, very easily. Okay. So if I were playing in a tournament, I would have used Guzma knock out the Xerneas, because that's the only potential threat. Like, all the other Pokemon you can just knock out eventually. But because we're playing in stream, I'd rather just take the win in 2 turns rather than 3 turns. Yeah? And let the original Lego man just take the happy knockout here. He needs to end in order to have any sort of chance. Yep, there's a Verse Seeker, so we will be seeing the N. Wait, did he not grab N? I didn't get to see. No, he's gonna Hex. That's perfectly fine. He needed to N to prevent me from having the Guzma, but then Mind Jack Zoroark just destroys him. Okay. But yeah, all we need is, there's a Sudowoodo as the 8th Pokemon, and then we bring up the Jirachi and we get to very, very easy prizes that way. So there we go. Another win for the deck, and that's the 3rd game for this particular deck. So this will be the last game for Zoroark Muk. As you can see, it's been a very, very strong deck. It got some really good starts against the Mega Ray and the Zoroark Lycanroc, and then we just completely destroyed the Rainbow Road deck. So if you're watching this on YouTube, thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to like on the video. It really helps out the channel. If you're live here with me on Twitch, don't go anywhere. We still have one more deck to showcase, which is called Elizabeth Garbiter, another experimental deck. We did pretty well with the Garbiter toolbox earlier on, so hopefully this ends up working out just as well. So don't go anywhere, guys. I will be right back.